Nothing else sounds as good as
WEFM, the clean, fresh sound.
WhatsApp us or call us at 457-9997. Rise and shine. Let's get ready to take on the day. Activated Mornings on WEFM 99.9 is on now.
Good morning, good morning, good morning to all of the persons that are listening to the clean, fresh sound right about now. This is Activated Mornings with Roleza and Dianna. And we're in our first talk segment of the morning. And as usual, we have that segment with Mr. PeeJohn, and he's already on the line. So PeeJohn, over to you. Good morning.
Yes, good morning, Dianna. Good morning, Roleza. I have a question for both of you. Do we need rules for the use of social media in our political campaign?
Answer no?
What do you say?
Do we need?
Just a yes or no?
Nah, I want to hear the tones first. I want to hear why.
I'm sure yet.
Okay. Well, this political season coming up might be the one in which we will find the most extensive use of social media. Because using social media for political campaigns has become increasingly popular. Every party, every candidate, some more so than others, has been making extensive use of the various social media platforms. This is perhaps a welcome development. However, I know some problematic issues on which I would like to comment about 3 or 4 of them. Now, while using social media is increasing, there's still a digital access gap in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Many persons still have limited access to the internet, and campaigns may struggle to reach the entire population, especially older voters or those without regular internet access. Another point, social media platforms can be the breeding ground and have been the breeding ground for misinformation, rumors, false narratives or stories, which can quickly spread without verification. Misleading information can undermine trust in the political process or sway undecided voters based on falsehoods, and evidence of this development in St. Vincent and the Grenadines appears to be emerging. The other point is political discussion on social media can become highly polarized with intense arguments and a divisive mentality. Much of it laced with bile and rancor and does more harm than good. The other point is not all voters in St. Vincent and the Grenadines are equally familiar with how social media works or how to critically assess information they encounter. Voters and the wider electorate could fall victim to propaganda, misleading posts without understanding the implications, and leading to an uninformed electorate. And finally, there is a lack of clear legal frameworks for social media campaigning in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, especially concerning issues like fake news, defamation, electoral violations. I know we have the Cybersecurity Act, but I'm not sure if that could be fully applied to campaigning. Campaigns can unintentionally break laws or break ethical guidelines, especially regarding the distribution of false information or using social media to target political opponents unfairly. With all that said, social media is here to stay. It is indeed among the most effective tools for conducting campaigns. However, it may well be a double-edged sword. Perhaps it is time that all stakeholders come together and craft a set of guidelines for the use of social media in political campaigns. And that, ladies, is my rant for the day.
Right then. Thank you very much, PeeJohn. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you.
All right, so that was PeeJohn with his commentary here, and he asked the question: do we need rules for the use of social media for political campaigns? Before we get into that, just once again saying good morning to all of you that are listening to us. This is Activated Mornings with who? Roleza and Dianna. Guess which one I am? Well, if you're looking on the live, you can see my name, but if not, I am Dianna. I am the next voice you'll hear is Roleza.
All right. So good morning to everybody. Trust that you are all doing very well. I want to think that, as Vince mentions, many of us slept extremely well last night, or have been sleeping extremely well for the past couple of nights.
Why?
Given the amount of wind that has been blowing. All right. So unless it's been waking you up and frightening you, like for me right now, I remember one time mentioning that I go into a deep sleep whenever it rains heavily. I think I'm also going to that same deep sleep whenever it's very windy, because like right now I am feeling tired like a Monday morning, right? Yeah, it's been ridiculously windy for the past couple of nights. Not really going to complain about it, because come July, August, we might be fussing, right? So I am enjoying it while it lasts. But I think every time, like when I hear a strong gust of wind passing through and I'm wondering what's going on, I say a prayer, right? I say a prayer that there won't be any broken trees or anything, any trees falling onto property. Or that, well, this morning I actually woke up and said a prayer that I hope nothing flies and hit my vehicle windscreen, right? Because it was really strong this morning. So yeah. Between sleep and being concerned about what might be happening outside, I hope that everybody had a good night's rest and you are ready to take on today, whatever today might be bringing. All right. So yes, we are here with you for another morning. All right.
Yeah. All righty then. All right, so we're gonna head into our comments on PeeJohn's commentary, asking the question, and we repeat the question: do we need to have rules for the use of social media for political campaigns? Right now, as I can think of it, I don't think that we need to have rules. Me personally, I would like to see the parties use their social media platforms to campaign without rules, to see what they do, to see the kind of things they would put up on the social media. And as PeeJohn was talking, I was going through my mind, trying to think about the things that I've seen on social media from the political parties, and so far I can't say that I have a problem with any of it. I haven't seen anyone post anything that is defaming anybody's character. I haven't seen anything that would be, termed as horrible. Let's just put it like that. I haven't seen any of those as yet. What I can say though, which I believe the political parties would know of, having a social media manager, somebody, we have a lot of persons these days who are quite capable of handling your social media accounts. So I would like to believe that they have one, and if they don't have one, I guess it would be wise to get one, as we get nearer to the elections. But to answer the question, right now, I don't think they need to have any rules. Yeah.
All right. So for me, it's open season. When it comes to social media, I don't think that there necessarily needs to be rules, because what rules are you going to put in place, right? PeeJohn made a point of social media maybe not necessarily hitting everybody, right? In terms of you might be missing out, let's say, on the older folks, etc. But remember, at this point in time, no one medium is the correct term? So. All right. No one medium would be able to hit every demographic, right? Radio. Not everybody listens to radio. So political parties are going to have to tap into every possible means so that they can reach a different demographic within our society. Not everybody reads the newspapers. Not everybody listens to radio. Not everybody uses social media. So they have to tap into every possible avenue to be able to get their message over to just about everybody. All right. So it's no longer us sitting down and listening to 705 when we only had one radio station back in the day, right? Where you got all of your information. That's not happening anymore. So, they definitely do have to tap into different avenues. One of the things that I could say, though, that I have noticed most with the NDP, they do seem to do a lot of sponsored ads on social media. Most on Facebook. I don't think I've necessarily seen it pop up on Instagram. But I don't be on Instagram that long anyhow. But most on Facebook. And, I suppose this is another thing, too, where we're seeing a lot of the ads now. Not everybody likes ads on Facebook, right? Not everybody likes to see ads popping up or likes to see ads showing up in their feed. But they do have to try every possible means, right? So doing these sponsored ads, it can have a positive and negative in terms of there might be some people might be scrolling and sucking the teeth. Mind you, they could be sucking the teeth for other people ads as well. So not just political related ads, it's just other ads. But I think sometimes having to see or quote unquote being bombarded may help. So like the first instance, you might scroll past, but then the next time you see it, you might actually look at another like a 10 seconds. And then if you scroll again and you see it again, you might go a little further and actually look at the full video, So you also have to look at that whole retention of information when it comes to ads. So I don't see anything necessarily wrong with it. I suppose the questions that I would have, though, is when it comes to candidates, do they need to have party permission to do their own ads, in a sense? Because I could see some persons maybe utilizing social media a little bit more than even their own fellow candidates within the parties. And I one person particularly comes to mind right about now, where I find that he's a lot more active on social media in terms of his content. And the content, when I tell you, the videos look really nice, right? I really like to see the content of the videos, but I can't say that I've seen the same for persons within his party, them doing the same push, them doing the same social media marketing, So that's another thing as well. One of the things that I would say to political candidates, be careful of what you say. As with everything else, as with all of us, stop and think before you speak. It is very easy for you to go viral. Right about now, we see a video of two persons in particular going very viral for something that they said. Now, one of them, I could understand what it is that they meant, but what it is that they meant did not translate very well. All right. So you have to stop and think, because nobody necessarily going to focus on the speech that you gave, the 10-minute speech that you gave, and the content that you gave for 9 minutes and 9 minutes and 60 seconds. 30 seconds within that speech that you made, you said something that was a little bit funny or a little bit silly or a little bit out of the way or whatever the case is. That is what is going to go viral. So you have to be very careful, So in this age of social media, all it takes is 30 seconds for you to be spread, and persons look at you as being silly or a fool or not having your act together. So you have to be very careful.
Yeah. And there you have it. It's actually now 7:34, which means that we have to wrap up our conversation here as we gotta head into our traffic talk very shortly. All right. But just before we go, just to make one final, just to announce something really quickly. So the Ministry of Culture, in collaboration with some where did it go? Just bear with me 1 minute, please, just to make a quick announcement. All right, so the Ministry of Culture, in collaboration with Rise Reggae, will be having a a session that's called Let's Talk Life, Peace, Love, and Positive Vibes with Taras Riley at the Peace Memorial Hall. All right. It's for both young children and adults to hear his life journey, where his inspiring life journey. It's open to all, and it takes place. I think I said it takes place at the Peace Memorial Hall at 9:00 tomorrow, the 4th of April. So if you're interested in that, then you can head out. And at this time, we are going to head into our traffic talk.
99.9, the heart and soul of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We